Hello everyone, today I'm going to speak about JSON Web Token. What is JSON Web Token and why it is required? JSON Web Token is a way of authenticating the client and it is very much used in securing the REST services. Advantage of JSON Web Token. JSON Web Token is shortly called as JWT and it is primarily stateless and self-contained. When I say self-contained, it means it carries all the required information like user name, subject, audience, token issuer details, and etc. What is an audience? An audience can be anything, a browser, a mobile device, or etc. How JSON Web Token works? When a browser sends a request to the server with the login details like username and password, the server, after successful authentication, creates a JSON Web Token with a secret key and sends back to the browser. Any request from here on from the client, from the browser, should have the JSON Web Token as part of the header in a authorization key format, and the server will validate the header and it takes out the JSON Web Token from the header and it validates. If the JSON Web Token is not expired and a valid token, then it sends a response back to the client. So if the token is invalid or expired, the server sends a corresponding error response code back to the client. How the JSON Web Token is constructed? JSON Web Token primarily has three parts: header, payload, and signature. Below is the example of a JSON Web Token. The first part is basically constructed from the header, the second part is constructed from the payload, and the third part is constructed from the signature. Each part of the token is separated by a dot. You can see it there in the example token that is specified here. How the header is constructed? The header primarily contains the algorithm that is used as part of the JSON Web Token encryption, and the type key. Type key basically says it's a JWT token, that's it. And below you can see a base 64 encoded format of the first part of the token. The second part of the token is constructed from the payloads. The payload usually has information like who issued it and the expiry time, and it can have some other details like subjects also. Below you are seeing the base 64 encoded format of the second part of the token, basically constructed from the payload. The third part of the token is called signature. A signature is created from the base 64 URL encoded format of the header and from the base 64 URL encode of the payload, and it is hashed using a secret key. This secret key is stored in the server, and below is the example of the third part of the token. That is basically the signature. Putting it all together, you're seeing the first part of the token is the header part, constructed from the header part. The second part is primarily from the payload, and third part I explained the previous slide. If you didn't understand, please go and have a look again. So how the request looks like after successful authentication. Once a server makes a valid or makes a successful authentication, it issues the token to the client. From here on, the client should send the request with the token as part of the header. The token should be part of the header using a key authorization. The key name is basically authorization, and then it can have a bearer word followed by the token. So once a client sends a request to the server with the JWT token as part of the authorization header, The service provided, basically the server decrypts it, validate the signature, and if everything is okay, extract the user data and permissions as well. So this way it is very stable, it is stateless, and never looking into the database to validate a JSON Web Token. So this is where I was saying JSON Web Token is stateless. Disadvantage of the JWT. JWT token is usually usually has very short expiration time, because when the client logs out, the token is still not expired. So if you have a higher expiry time, that means it can cause some kind of vulnerability for the services, or at the server side you can implement a better logout functionality using a database. In the database you can maintain all the expired JSON token, web token, and any request from the client with a JSON web token available in the database. You can basically unauthorize the calls. What are the different types of languages supported by what are the different types of languages supported in JWT? JSON Web Token work across different programming languages like Java, PHP, Ruby, JavaScript, Haskell, .NET, Python. And there is one website called JWT.io. This is very helpful when you are decoding the token, when you are troubleshooting the token, you want to find the expiration time, or you want to find what is actually part of the header and or part of the payload. You can use this website. I mean like the left side of the website you can put the token, and the right side it shows you the decrypted format of the token. And that's it. If any questions, please mail me at this Gmail ID, altafazizindia@gmail.com. And thank you all again. Thank you very much. See you again in some other video. Bye.